Yeah. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantik Vande Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपकांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपां वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्. So last week we discussed first 6 verses, divine qualities and demonic qualities. In the divine qualities, we discussed, these are all qualities: fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge. So we should all strive to develop these good qualities in our life. That is the point of this. Forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, freedom from envy, freedom from passion for honor. These are all great qualities. At the same time, we learned, 4 to 6 qualities: pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These are all demonic qualities: pride, arrogance, conceit, anger. If we have transcendental qualities, they will help us achieve liberation. Whereas demonic qualities make for bondage, means it will bond us to the material world. So we'll continue to come to the material world again. And repeated birth is going to be there. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with divine qualities. Arjuna is divine in nature. Krishna is assuring you have divine qualities. Nothing to worry about you. O son of Pritha, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine, the other is demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me the demonic qualities. So we'll hear the demonic qualities now. So demonic qualities are described in detail. 7 to 20 verses cover demonic qualities. So we'll go through them.
Prabhuji, one quick question on the demonic qualities. When anger is mentioned, like anger also in the right context is probably not bad, right? Like even
Correct. Very correct. Very good point. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Actually, anger, if you look at even historical Puranas also, Hanumanji was angry. Without being angry, he cannot fight. He cannot put fire on the entire Lanka, right? So anger used in the service of God is welcome. Anger for the right cause is appropriate. Anger for, unfulfilled desires and, anger because you did not achieve something, those are things which should be avoided. And anger can be used, for example, for our children. We can be angry to correct them. That is right use of anger. To employees, if you're a manager, some amount of anger is required to get things done, for example, from some people, right? So ultimately, yeah. So here it is a negative connotation, meaning it is used in the wrong context, right? When it is in that case, yes, yeah, anger is bad. Harshness, yeah, is in general is bad quality directly. There is no point where one can be harsh. Pride, of course. Pride in one's connection with God is again fine. Pride of one's own self is not good. Arrogance is a pure negative quality. Arrogant means considering oneself better than others. That is always wrong. Conceit is also in a similar line. Arrogance, conceit. Yeah, ignorance, of course, is again purely negative quality.
Got it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Two kinds of people. So if we can figure out easily if by talking to them, anybody, you can easily find out if he is a demonic person. The next set of qualities will clearly reveal the people with demonic qualities. So in our life, when we see people with divine or demonic qualities, we can understand based on their nature. We can reserve ourselves. Make if somebody is demonic in nature, try to avoid their association. There is no point. It's very difficult to change them. Even Krishna's time, the Kauravas, 99% of them are demonic in nature. Duryodhana, Dushasana, they're all bad qualities. They all have these, qualities that we discussed. It's very difficult. Even God persuaded, he didn't change. They didn't change. Just like, some children don't listen to their father. It's the same. Even God does not interfere in their individual nature. He doesn't change them.
Prabhuji, can you explain how ignorance is a demonic quality, maybe with some example or something to make it more clear?
So acting on ignorance, for example, some people, they're unsure whether God exists or not, but they say, I don't believe in God, right? They do not give chance because they're not even open, right? That is ignorance. Sometimes people think ignorance is bliss, but actually it is not, because of ignorance, it will cause bondage, right? A lot of people don't understand life in proper terms. Like, they don't understand that they're not this body. So because of ignorance, they tend to live materialistic life, because all they know is, okay, my life goal is to achieve a job or achieve a big home or achieve something. If you are ignorant about yourself, naturally your goals are all materialistic, 100%. There is no way. And 99.99% of population are like that, unfortunately. People don't really care anything beyond material life. So that is all ignorance, and ignorance leads to repeated birth, because you are on the platform of mind. Mind will take you in various directions, right? You want this, you want that. You have to get out of the chariot of mind, right? So you need intelligence. Intelligence comes with, knowledge. If you have right knowledge, you will have right intelligence. Then you can act in the right way, right? Is that clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's read it. So these are demonic qualities from 7th to 20th verse. Let's read them. Pravritim cha nivritim cha
Pravritim cha nivritam cha
janana vidurasura
janana vidurasura
nasaucham napi chacharo
nasaucham napi chacharo
nasatyam teshu vidyate.
nasatyam vidyate.
Pravritim cha nivritim cha. Pravritim means how to act properly in this world. Nivritim cha means how not to act in this world. So demonic people don't know what to do, what not to do. right? So please read the translation.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them.
So this is a big thing. So they do things in this world, but they don't know what is right, what is wrong. You can see in so many of your friends circle itself, you will find, for example, on festival day, they drink wine on festival day. That's the festivals are opportunities to connect with God. And those days they actually drink wine, unfortunately, and eat meat. So those are all demonic qualities. So they don't know what is right, what is wrong. They do whatever they think is right, right? Their mind drives their life. Sometimes they'll be happy and nice to you. Sometimes they'll be upset and sad and very ruthless to you, or very harsh to you. These are all demonic qualities. Just like Ravana or Kumbhakarna. Sometimes they're nicely behaving. Sometimes very bad. They're unpredictable. They don't know what they're doing, what is to be done, what is not to be done, because they're driven by material desires all the time. We'll see all around us in our own life. Family members will have all this quality. Nothing special about it. Nothing, neither cleanliness. They never clean, right? Inside and outside. Their mind is also full of unwanted, unexpected desires, and their externals also, they are not very clean. They nor proper behavior. They don't behave properly. They don't speak truth also. So all these are all qualities of demonic people. Let's read. So Prabhupada here talks about Manu Samhita. Manu Samhita is given by Manu, and it gives what is the right human behavior in this world. Okay. Even up today, those who are Hindus follow Manu Samhita. Laws of inheritance and other legalities are derived from this. So all the laws, everything is given in Manu Samhita. How to live, how to conduct, what is the right behavior while living in this world. All of those principles are given. So one should follow these principles. Bhagavad Gita also teaches many of these principles. Asatyam aparistam te
Asatyam
Satyam
aparistam te
aparistatam te
jagadahur anishwaram
jagadahur
jagadahur
aniswaram
aparaspar sambhutam
aparaspara
aparaspara
sambhutam
sambhutam
kimanyat kamaka haitukam.
kim
kimanyat
anyat
kamahaitukam.
kama haitukam.
Please read.
They say that this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust.
Yeah, so this is exactly the way science textbooks teach about how the world is created, out of Big Bang, with no foundation, unreal. There is no cause behind anything. That is how a lot of demonic people, when you talk to them, if they do not believe if they have these ideas, you know very well they are actually demonic in nature, right? They do not accept God's existence, because if God is there, all their sinful activities are condemned. So they don't believe in afterlife. They think this life is all in all, and you are meant to enjoy in this world as much as you can. That is their only goal, right? So God is a hindrance for their enjoyment. So accepting karma is is not something they like. They don't like any kind of liability, or so they don't believe in any of these principles. But unfortunately, they get all the reactions, right? So nobody can save them from reactions. Reactions will be there. So they say it is produced of sex desire and has no other cause other than lust. They think everything is, because of sex. But who is there in the beginning? Nobody has an answer, right? How life came. how this complex system of human body or any animal body is there. Now this lungs, heart, liver, nobody even today cannot create even how they were existing from beginning, right? How these are all interconnected, how the blood is there, how the skin has that sensitivity, eyes have the ability to see. What is the ability to see? What is that actually? It's a mystery. It's a complete. So these are all God gifts. Nobody can explain what is the meaning of the ability to see. What is the feeling of hunger? These have no explanation anywhere in science. It cannot be explained. It's beyond science. Science is just what? It cannot explain why. But unfortunately, those people who are materialistic, they don't believe anything beyond what they see. Right? They don't believe there is foundation, there is God in control. Right? So very demonic. So the demonic conclude that the world is a phantasmagoria. There is no cause and effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. Yeah, so they think everything comes from actions and reactions, but it is completely bogus. Etadrishtim avastabhya
एतं दृष्टिम् अवस्तभ्य
Avastapya
astatmano alpabuddhaya
नष्टात्मनो
Nastatmano
अल्पबुद्धया
Alpabuddhaya
prabhavanti ugrakarmana
प्रभवन्ति
Prabhavanti Ugra
उग्रकर्माणा
Karmana
Shayaya jagato hita.
क्षयाय जगतो हिता
Jagato Hita.
Please read. Anyone?
Following
Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world.
Who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence. So a lot of these people, they start big companies or they may be CEOs. What is the meaning of no intelligence? So intelligence truly is not just the ability to, it's not just mental analytical capacity of material things. Many of us think intelligence means high IQ, intelligent quotient, how one can mathematically process or algorithmically derive some solutions for problems of material world. That's not real intelligence. Real intelligence is actually the ability to discriminate what is temporary, what is permanent. Actually, it is spiritual intelligence. Material intelligence has nothing to do with spiritual intelligence. One may be extremely materially intelligent. Even Ravana was extremely materially intelligent. But however material intelligent, it is all penny wise and pound foolish, because ultimately they don't understand what is life and who is God and whether I have a connection with God. So until that understanding comes, whatever intelligence is there, that is all is just for one short life, while he has to go through millions of lifetimes, right, in his true existence. So that so-called intelligence, material intelligence, is not real intelligence. But our conception of intelligence is completely wrong, because we think the ability to process data in this world or analytically solve a problem, that is considered intelligence in this world. Intelligence, true intelligence, is the ability to discriminate what is temporary and what is permanent. Those people who have that intelligence, they know how to navigate this world in the right way, such that they achieve the perfection of life by the end of this life, right? Because they know what is the real goal of life. Right? So that is true intelligence. Engage in, so because they have no intelligence, they only think about material things of this world. So naturally they engage in unbeneficial. Unbeneficial means, temporarily it may be beneficial, but in the bigger picture, it's unbeneficial, right? Like creating bombs or creating any the so-called big technological things, not really in the long term. They may cause a lot of pollution or distract us from better use of time. So a lot of these are unbeneficial actually. Horrible works meant to destroy the world, right? So naturally demonic people engage in unbeneficial and horrible works. Yeah, so they think they're advancing this world, but actually they are not. Even today, a lot of people think they're advancing the world. The Lord states that they are actually, less intelligent. Those who are demonic in nature. The materialists who have no concept of God think that they're advancing, but according to Bhagavad Gita, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. Alpa Medasha, Alpa Buddhaya, Astamano Alpa Buddhaya. Kamam Asritya Dushpuram
Kamam
काम आश्रय
Astya
दुष्पुरम्
Jasparam
Dambhamana Madhanvita
Dambhamana
दम्भमानमदान्विता
Madanvita
Mohat Grihitva Grahan
मोहात्
Mohat Gritistva
गृहीत्वशाद्ग्राहान्
Sadgraha
Pravartante Suchivrata.
प्रवर्तन्ते
Pravantate
शुचिव्रता
Suchi
Please read. Yeah, Mataji, Archana Mataji.
Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent.
Attracted by the impermanent. This is the main point. So they are only driven by desires, temporary desires in this world. I want this car, that home, this home, like that. So taking shelter of insatiable lust, their desires are unfulfilled, full of desires, absorbed in conceit of pride. How much I have, how much you have, like that, and false prestige. It's all false prestige because so many people lived in the past, like 100 years ago, trying to be better than each other. What happened to all their false prestige, so-called prestige? They're all dead and gone. So we'll also be dead and gone in the future. So what is so great about achieving anything in this world? So the demonoid, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work. Unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Right? So whatever they do is all unclean. Always sworn to unclean work. So this is the mentality of demonic people. Their mentality is full of unsatiable desire and false prestige, always illusioned, and so whatever they do is all unclean and impermanent. Yeah, please read, Mataji. Yeah.
The demoniac mentality is described here. The demons have no satiation for their lust. They will go on increasing and increasing their insatiable desires for material enjoyment. Although they are always full of anxieties on account of accepting non-permanent things, they still continue to engage in such activities out of illusion. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way. Accepting non-permanent things, such demoniac people create their own god, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly.
Yeah. They do everything their own way, their own Yeah, so they don't follow any standards. A lot of people in this. Chintam aparimeyancha
Chintam
Chintan
aparimeya
aparimeyancha
pralayantam upashrita
pralayantam
pralayantam
upashita
upasrita
kamopabhoga parama
kamopabhoga
kamopabhoga
parama
parama
etavad iti nischita
etavati
etavat iti
nishtata
nischita
Asha-pasha satairbadha
ashapasapasapata
Ashapasapasapata
kama-krodha parayana
kamakrodha
Kamakrodha
pranayana
parayana
hante kama-bhogardham
Hante kamabhogadam
anyayena-ardha-sanchayan.
anya enartha sanchita.
Yeah, please read.
They believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification.
So this is what they believe. They believe that to gratify senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. So they think that they exist to enjoy in this world, right? To eyes, to nose, to tongue, to ears. Feed the senses to the possible extent, right? So because they're trying to, everybody is trying to please their senses, but there are limited resources. Naturally, there is always anxiety. Their life is full of anxiety, trying to fulfill their desires. Bound by the network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger. Lust and anger. So this is what they're absorbed. They secure money by illegal means and for sense gratification. This is the way of life for most materialistic people. Yeah, please read this.
The demoniac accept that the enjoyment of the senses is the ultimate goal of life, and this concept they maintain until death. They do not believe in life after death, and they do not believe that one takes on different types of bodies according to one's karma or activities in this world. Their plans for life are never finished, and they go on preparing plan after plan, all of which are never finished.
This is a perfect combination to repeated birth. They're just driven by desires and they don't believe in karma. So they perform all kinds of negative karmic reactionary activities. They drink meat, eat meat, and gamble, have illicit relations. They don't think that any of that would come back on them. So their plans are never finished. Mind is always hankering after so many things, never satisfied, full of anxiety, continue to be in the material world forever. So the point of discussing these verses is you can see people around us like this. And we should be cautious to not get ourselves into these kind of issues also. Two things. When you find somebody, just try to avoid them. Very difficult to teach, a lot of people. People with open mind who are open to learn, new things and change their life. Those we should give an opportunity. For those who are, like adamantly demoniac in nature, a lot of people are like that. They never believe in God. They never believe in karma. Their goal is to enjoy senses and sense gratification. We should just avoid them. There is no way we can change them. There are enough number of people who we can help. We don't need to worry about everybody. Idamajya maya labdham
idam adya maya
Idamajamaya
labdam
imam prapsye manoratham
imam prapse manoratham
idamasti idam api me
idam astidam api me
bhavishyati punardhanam
bhavishyati
bhavishyati
punardhanam
punardhanam
asaumaya hata satrur
asamaya
asau maya ata
hatasatru
sattur
anisye cha paranapi
anisye chapanan
chaparanati
api
ishvaroham aham bhogi
ishvaroham
Ishvaro
aham
aham
yogi
yogi
siddhoham balavan shuki
siddhoham
siddhoham
balavashuki
balavan suki
adyo janavan asmi
adyo
adityo
abhijanavan
abhijanavan
asmi
asmi
konyosti sadrisho maya
konyosti
enyosti
sadrisho
sadrisho
maya
maya
yakshe dashyami modisya
yakshe
dasyami
dasyami
modishya
modisya
iti ajnana vimohita.
iti
iti ajnana vimohita.
Yeah, please read.
The demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
Yeah, this is how a lot of demonic people think. I'll gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future and much more. They never think, it is only God who is giving them, and anytime it can be taken away. And they think I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I'm the richest, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. Always big, lot of conceit, pride, and material things. But unfortunately, everything will be taken away. Everything will be taken away at the time of death. Nothing will be there with him. Nothing will continue after. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Always in confusion and ignorance. Aneka chitta vibhrantva
Aneka
Aneka
chitta
chitta
vibranta
vibranta
mohajala samavrita
mohajala
mohajala
samavrita
samavita
prashaktas kama bhogeshu
rasakta kama bhogeshu
rasakta kama bhogesu
patanti narakesu chau.
patanti
patanti
narakesu cha.
narakesu cha.
Please read.
The perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell.
Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, so many illusions, thinking they're as if they're permanent and they can enjoy forever. But unfortunately, all their plans will be ended at the time of death, right? So, but their desires are still there. So now they will be given a body in the in a hell, so that they can continue their enjoyment mentality in there, right? So become too strongly attached to. So the more we enjoy senses, the more we get attached to them. Right? It's never like, okay, after some time I will lose desire to enjoy. Okay. So it's never like, okay, my tongue will stop trying to taste nice things, or my ear will stop trying to. Even though you get old, the desires are equally strong. All your desires. Many people think, okay, when I become old, maybe all my desires will go away. It's not like that, because the soul is contaminated. I mean, the soul is contaminated by mind and intelligence. The body is not supportive. You want to eat sweets, you should not be eating, and you want to do certain things which are not allowed anymore, not supported by your body. But unfortunately, the more material life one leads all his life, the desires will only increase, it will never decrease. Now the body is not supporting, that's all. And because body is not supporting, when the time comes and the body changes, you will be given a body where you can continue to try to pursue your desires, because you are still full of desires. That baggage is there in the form of karma, in the form of desires. So you have to continue. So fall down to hell if you are full of desires, full of anxieties to achieve things in this world. Naturally, you will have to repeat your path in this world. Yeah, please read here.
The demoniac man knows no limit to his desires to acquire money. That is unlimited. He thinks only of how much assessment he has just now and schemes to engage that stock of wealth further and further. For that reason, he does not hesitate to act in any sinful way and so deals in the black market for illegal gratification. He is enamored by passions he has already, such as land, family, house, and bank balance, and he is always planning to improve them.
Continue.
He believes in his own strength and he does not know whatever he is gaining is due to his past good deeds. He is given an opportunity to accumulate such things, but he has no conception of past causes. He simply thinks that all his mass of wealth is due to his own endeavor.
That is how a demonic person thinks. Please read this one.
Each demoniac person thinks that he can live at the sacrifice of all others. Generally, a demoniac person thinks of himself as the supreme god, and a demoniac preacher tells his followers, "Why are you seeking God elsewhere? You are all yourselves God."
So that is how a demonic person thinks. Atmasambhavita stabdha
Atmasambhavita
Atmasambhavita sabda
amana madanvita
dhanamana
Dhanamana
madanvita
Madanvita
jante namasyajnaiste
yajante nama
Nama
yajnaste
ambena vidhi purvakam.
Sambhena Vidhi Purvakam.
Yeah, please read.
Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations.
Self-confident and always impudent. So they perform sacrifice only in name. They just want name. They have no devotion. Their mentality is all about achieving, benefiting themselves. Very self-centered. Yeah, wealth, false prestige, deluded by wealth and false prestige. Without following any rules or regulations. They don't even follow any rules or regulations. Yeah, please read.
Thinking themselves all in all, not caring for any authority or scripture, the demonic sometimes perform so-called religious or sacrificial rites, and since they do not believe in authority, they are very impudent. This is due to illusion caused by accumulating some wealth and false prestige.
Mm. They don't believe in any authority. No, they don't accept, somebody as superior. So always in illusion. Ahankaram balam darpam
Ahamkaram balam darpam
kamam krodham chasamsrita
kamam krodham cha samsritam
mamatma paradeheshu
mamatma
Mamatma
paradesu
Paradehesu
pradvishanto bhay
Bhavya
suyaka.
pradvisanto
Pratvishanto
vyasuyaka.
Vyasuyaka.
Please read.
Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religion.
If they want to be God, they don't want. They envy God's existence. They don't believe in God's existence because they treat themselves as the God, who is situated in their bodies and all. So they also blaspheme against good religion also because they don't want to follow. They don't believe in God and they don't believe in the path of God, path to achieve God, like good religion, right? So naturally, because they think all they achieved is by their own hard work, nothing to do with God or anything. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, anger. They're all qualities. Qualities. Please read, Prabhu.
A demoniac person, being always against God's, does not like to believe in the scriptures, is envious of both scriptures and the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is caused by his so-called prestige and his accumulation of wealth and strength.
Yeah, next line. Sorry.
He does not know the present life, preparation for the next life. Not knowing this, he is actually envious of his own as well as of others.
So human life, the only purpose is preparing for next life. That is the only purpose. You can do so many other things, but if you don't do this thing, you lost the opportunity. So because he doesn't know, demonic person, he is always thinking how to gratify his senses and fight against God, not believe in God. So basically, he's in a way is envious of his own self. Tanaham dvishata kruran
Tanaham dvishata kruran
samsareshu naradhaman
samsareshu
Samsareshu
naradhaman
Naradhaman
Shipami ajashram ashubhan
Kripani
Visami
ajasram
Ajasram
ashubhan
Ashubham
asuresve eva yonishu.
ashurisve eva
Asuresu Eva Yonishu.
Please read.
Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence into various demonic species of life.
Yeah. So Tanaham dvishata kruran. Samsareshu naradama. Samsara means in the material existence. Naradama. Such envious rascals, Krishna says, I repeatedly keep them in the material world because they need to learn their lesson. It's like, if a if there is a criminal kept in jail, but the criminal is not transforming or not changing his behavior and continue to behave criminally towards other criminals, will the jailer ever release him? He would not, because the whole purpose is to correct him. The whole purpose of keeping a person in jail is to protect the citizens from the wrongdoings of this person. Secondly, to give an opportunity to transform himself in the jail. So if he doesn't do both, right? If he continues to have his mentality in the way it is, it is better to keep him in the same jail forever. So that's what he's saying. I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence. Krishna is so direct because they are envious and mischievous. They are envious of God himself. It's like a mischievous child. He has to be kept special eye upon, right? So Krishna is also like that. So he's trying to, for their own good, he's trying to keep them in the material world because they cannot satisfy their desires in the spiritual world. So let them continue to rot in the material world until they change. Yeah, please read here.
In this verse, it is clearly indicated that the placing of a particular individual soul in a particular body is the prerogative of the supreme will. The demoniac person may not agree to accept the supremacy of the Lord, and it is a fact that he may act according to his own whims. But his next birth will depend upon the decision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not on himself.
Yeah, he may not accept supremacy of Lord, but unfortunately, when the death comes, he has no choice but to accept the decision of the Lord, Paramatma, right? Upadrishta Hanumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara, Krishna said, right? So he's the supreme observer, who is the supreme overseer, permitter, right? So he's the one who decides everything for him, whether he accepts him or not.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Asurim yon apanna Mudha janmani janmani Mam aprapyaiva kaunteya Tato yanti adhamam gatim. Is it?
Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, O son of Kunti, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence.
So unfortunately, Krishna is now, last two verses he first explained about the demonic qualities, pride, anger, conceit, full of material anxieties, full of material desires. So these are the qualities, and then he said, I perpetually cast them in this material ocean again and again. Now he's saying, attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demonic life, such persons can never approach me. They can never approach God because of their mentality. Until they change it, they will have to continue in the repeated cycle of birth and death. So gradually, they sink down to the most abominable types of existence. So they will slowly and gradually go to the bottommost life forms, unfortunately, because of their mentality. So this is the result of demonic mentality. Krishna discussed. Please read.
It is known that God is all merciful, but here we find that God is never merciful to the demoniac. It is clearly stated that the demoniac people, life after life, are put into the wombs of similar demons, and not achieving the mercy of the Supreme Lord, they go down and down, so that at last they achieve bodies like those of cats, dogs, and hogs. It is clearly stated that such demons have practically no chance of receiving the mercy of God at any stage of later life. In the Vedas also, it is stated that such persons gradually sink to become dogs and hogs. It may be then argued in this connection that God should not be advertised as all merciful if he is not merciful to such demons. In answer to this question, in the Vedanta Sutra, we find that the Supreme Lord has no hatred for anyone. The placing of the asuras, the demons, in the lowest status of life is simply another feature of his mercy. Sometimes the asuras are killed by the Supreme Lord, but this killing is also good for them. For in Vedic literature, we find that anyone who is killed by Supreme Lord becomes liberated. There are instances in the history of many asuras, Ravana, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, to whom the Lord appeared in various incarnations just to kill them. Therefore, God's mercy is shown to the asuras if they are fortunate enough to be killed by him.
Yeah. So it's not like God is, very merciless to the demonic people, because it is that is what the demons want. They don't want to go to Vaikuntha and serve Lord. They don't want to chant the holy name. They are not happy and blissful in such activities. This is what they want. They want to enjoy like an animal. Okay, become an animal. So that is what they desire, and it is all happening according to what they deserve and what they desired, right? So it's not like Lord is partial or to his devotees. He's equal to everyone. Yeah.
But Prabhu, in today's world, we really cannot compare these terrorists and these militants with Ravana and Kamsa and Hiranyakashipu. They were still, I feel they were still at a greater level, right? Ravana was so learned.
Yep. Learning is all is all because there's no good qualities. Is
Yeah.
learning is not really transformed his heart. It's just theoretical knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, I agree. Like these people are more ignorant in today's world.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to they at least know Vedas, and then they misuse that.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Any other questions? I hope everything is clear. If no questions, we can end the class. Thank you all very much. We'll resume next week. Oh, next weekend is Holi festival. We are celebrating in a park here, so we may not have the session. I'll update you, at least a day before. Most likely we won't have the class. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
We'll resume.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.